slides that I will show, and I will go very fast. Then I will slowly move, and how we can map, how we will do the mapping from CO2, that I will explain very neatly. So I will capture the screen now. Is it visible? My screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So we are going to see today program articulation matrix and course articulation matrix. These two definitely will come in the middle of the SAR. But to do this, we should know some preliminary things. That is how we have to, why we have to prepare our institution vision and mission. This is a OBE pyramid. Very fast, I will go. I think for the first session or the previous sessions, you would have seen all these things, but still I wanted to say, because there only, then only you will get the continuation. So this institution vision, this you should know, once you designed this institution vision and mission, should not change this for after minimum 20 years. You can change after 20 years only. So sometimes some people will come and say, your vision is wrong, your mission is wrong. This is nothing, whatever it may be. This vision and mission has been constituted by the management, not by ourselves. So management will have one vision that will be set by the management, that you can change only after 20 years. Before that, once it is settled on by the board of committee and your management, then you should not change. So in order to achieve this vision and mission, you need to you need to have mission also. So this mission is the stepstone of the vision. So one minute, please. This mission is the stepstone of the vision. How to achieve this vision? You need to have some steps. That is the working points. With this, you will achieve the vision. So based on this institution vision and mission, you may have many departments. All departments has to set their own vision and mission. That is, this and all the departments will contribute towards the achievement of this institution vision and mission. So department also will have its own vision. To achieve this vision, we will have our mission as well. Then you will have program educational objectives. This is actually how our students is to be after 4 years of graduation. Once our people have completed their course, they are going out. After 4 years, they may have their aim. So accordingly, to get trained or to make our people to achieve their goal, we should have the PEO. Or this PEO maybe make more entrepreneurship, more placements, more higher education, whatever it may be. So this PEO you should change only after 4 or 5 years after graduation. That means if our students could not achieve their aim in their after 4 years of graduation, then we can change. Before that, we should not change. So in order to achieve this, we will have a program outcome. This program outcome already the NBA accreditation team has given. There are 12 POs are there that we cannot change at all. So here is what the problem. The PO has been given by them. So if we follow the PO, then all institution will have only one vision. All the institution will have only one PO. So in order to get our own PO, we will have the PSO. PSO is another type of the PO that has been designed by the department. So for that only we are designing our PSO. Otherwise, if it is a PO, common PO, then we cannot move here or there. We should always stick on this PO. So in order to achieve our PO, we may have our own PSOs. That's what the duty of these PSOs. So this we can change upon graduation. That is within 4 years, you can change this PSO as well. And finally, we will have course outcome, COs. This course outcome, we can see whether these people have achieved this CO. Otherwise, you can change this course after completion of the course. See, now I have the design part is from the top two part, bottom. That is from the institution vision and mission, we will have department vision and mission, PEO, PSO, PO or PSO, then CO. That is, we are designing from top to bottom. This is a pyramid. Then how to attain? So in order to, our aim is to attain the institution vision. So in order to attain this vision, we should start from the bottom. That is, see, from the bottom, we should attain the CO. If no, then you have to change this after the completion of the course, change the CO, then come back to this PO. Upon graduation, you can change this PO and change this PEO. That is after 4 years of graduation. Then after, see, for 20 years, if you cannot attain the institution vision and mission, you can change. So I wanted to insist, the thing is, the CO should be a part. CO is a part, and that is an integral part of the attainment of the vision. Otherwise, we can, from the bottom, if you can say, CO is an integral part to attain the PO and PSO. These two combined together is an integral part to attain the department vision, as well as finally, at last, it is an institution vision. So try to understand, CO is very important. If the foundation itself is weak, then building also will be collapsed down. So this is what the pyramid. So CO is very important. Each and every staff will have their own responsibility to define the CO and how we will use the CO to attain the PO. Now we will come back to our position. See, what is this future vision is a futurist statement. That is, after 20 years, how our institution should be. So this is a long period. After a long period, only we can change this vision. And what is mission? Mission is an action plan to achieve the vision. That's all. So some examples. This and all, you know, I will ignore this. And the program educational objectives, actually this is a broad statement that our students too should achieve upon graduation. So it may be some guidelines are given, that is PEO should be very consistent with the mission. That is because just to be able to PEO, there is a mission, department mission. So definitely these two should be in correlation with each other. And it should be specific to the program, which program you conduct. If it is CSE, then definitely that should be in integral part of this program and achievable by the program. That is very important, because we should not frame a sentence. It is indeed, we have to take care our own interest. At last, our students should achieve their program intention. So this should be include the interest of the stakeholders, that is their parents, students, employer as well, all these people's interest as well. Everything to be included in this PEO. Now, how we frame this, how we have to frame this CO. See, Anna University curriculum you will have. If it is autonomous, you will have your own curriculum. So from we have to frame COs for all courses. For each and every courses, we should have the course outcome. That should come under the Bloom's taxonomy. Once you design this course outcome, under which Bloom's taxonomy it comes, that you have to tell. Then only that correlation matrix you can map very easily, very correctly. And that PO and PSO we have to define. That is defined PO is there. For that also you should define the knowledge level. That is the Bloom's taxonomy you have to set for this PO as well as the PSO. Map correlation between these two. If it is high, medium, low, there are 4 types of correlation: high correlation, medium correlation, low correlation, or no correlation. We will number this: high by 3, and medium is 2, and low is by 1. This is sort of the general thing. We can, it is not necessary to be the number. You can put color, whatever it may be. And identify the curricular gap. If you cannot attain, if it is not highly correlated, identify why it is not highly correlated. Then get the feedback from the stakeholders and communicate to the university. That's what the gap we have. So please change or add this. So we will take some corrective actions. Finally, we will bridge the course by conducting content beyond syllabuses, value-added courses, guest lecture, industrial visit. So many things we will do to make this correlation high. This is what our intention. Always our COs should have the high correlation. Then definitely we will attain the PO without any problem. If the correlation of the lowest level, that is the CO is low or medium or no correlation, then definitely you may not be able to contribute to the PO to attain its maximum level. So for that only I just shown how we have to frame the CO, what and all the components we should take into consideration while you frame the CO. Just you have to frame the CO will not help you. That should come under any one of the Bloom's taxonomy. If it is a highest level taxonomy, then definitely you will have the higher correlation. But of course, definitely it should be correlated with the PO and the PSO as well. That also to be taken into your mind, because ultimately our aim is we are framing an CO. that CO should be integrated to the PO and PSO. That is, through this PO and PSO, we will try to attain PO. From their department vision and mission, finally we will go to the institution vision and mission. This is what the intention of outcome-based education. So for that only, framing CO is an very important, and you should be very careful while you frame the COs. See, these are the some of the taxonomy, Bloom's taxonomy levels. We have cognitive domain as well as affective domain. In the cognitive domain, the fundamental thing is remembering. That will come, and that notation, that is knowledge level notation, is K1, lowest level. Understanding, K2. Here, once you remember, then only you can understand. See, in the childhood, you would have find some material or whatever it may be. We cannot understand what it is. Then later, if you remember that things, you can understand. So remembering is the first part. Then only you can understand. Then applying in the sense some logical, innovative things. If you apply, then the level is higher, K3. Then if you have the ability to analyze, that the CO is, the framed CO is having the ability to analyze, then you may have K4 correlation, you can, and evaluating K5 and creating K6, like that. Affective domain also is there, that is receiving, responding, valuing. Responding in the sense, suppose your teacher is giving a homework, if all students can respond, then it will come under notation A2. Like that, we have to define our notation for, this is what the notation given, already framed notation for the Bloom's taxonomy. So once this Bloom's taxonomy is there, see, we have to take the POs, given POs. There are 12 POs that has been given by the National Board of Accreditation. So we have taken the key point of that POs. PO1, engineering knowledge. That is, the student must study engineering, mathematics, basic science, everything, so that they can create the engineering knowledge. Something in all they have given. Here, what I wanted to say is, the PO1, we should set the knowledge level. Again, here one thing you should understand. In our college, in our institution, we have given K3 as the knowledge level, because here we have the engineering knowledge thing. So it will be in the see, the previous way, if we can apply the engineering knowledge in the innovation. So we have decided to give the K3. See, and PO2, problem analysis. The keyword we have taken from the PO. For that, we have defined it is K4. Some people may wonder how this K3 and K4 is not common to any colleges. This is definitely depends upon you people only. There is no common instruction from NBA to put the knowledge level. This is one way of we can analyze yourself. You can analyze yourself and you can put your knowledge level. It not necessarily to be K3. It may be K4 or it may be K2. It depends upon you. But of course, in our institution, we have analyzed, we have discussed, we have find out that this would be the knowledge level. Like that, for all the 12 POs, we set the knowledge level. Here, you should notice one thing, sir. PO1, that is K3. That is what this cognitive domain, and the PO2 also cognitive, 3, 4, and 5. Only this 5 is coming into cognitive domain. Remaining everything is going to affective domain. In other colleges, some of these affective domains may be cognitive knowledge, and some of the cognitive knowledge may be affective knowledge. It may change. There is no common rules or common rubrics the NBA have given. So we people are deciding, we people are analyzing, and we are deciding what to do, how to do. This is what designed by individual college. So it may differ anyhow. Now, PSO. Why we need to have a PSO? PSO is not mandatory. Of course, it is necessary. How it is not mandatory and necessary in the sense, see, from this pyramid, if you want to attain the course outcome only with the PO, in the sense, you are narrowed down to a particular POs of 12 POs given by the NBA. That means all the colleges in India will have 12 POs. Once all these people are try to attaining these 12 POs, then definitely the next level will be common to all. The next level will be common to all, and finally, the vision of all the institution in India is common to all. So, in order to attain your own PO, in order to attain your own vision and mission of the department, in order to attain the own vision and mission of the institution, here some diverse, otherwise what to say, some other path we have to take to attain this one. Otherwise, if you are going straight with all people, everybody will have one intention. So in order to take a deviation to attain our program educational objectives, in order to attain our department vision and mission and institution vision and mission, we need to design our own PSO that will add additional flavor to these program outcomes, so that you can attain your PEO, you can attain your department vision and mission, and ultimately institution vision and mission. So this is what the intention of assigning this PSO. Otherwise, everybody will be finally in a single point, that everybody will have a common agenda. It is not necessarily to be, because each institution have its own institution vision as well as mission. That's what we have to design our PSOs. So here we have in our department, we have designed 3 PSOs that will lead to the attainment of PO as well as the PO and department vision as well as the institution vision. See, I have taken artificial intelligence as an course. There we have defined 6 COs, 6 COs, and their cognitive level also we have fixed. This cognitive level is very important for PO, CO, PO mapping. This plays a major role. That's what. See, one of the CO is explain the fundamental concepts of artificial intelligence and problem formulation. So here you can use this first word, you can use from the cognitive, Bloom's taxonomy: explain, make, summarize, implement, interpret, describe, define. So many things are coming. So that word you can take from there. From there you frame the sentence of the CO. This you should be very careful. CO is very, very important. If you are simply framing a CO, definitely that will not yield any benefit. So you should have an intention what you are going to do with this CO. So this CO cognitive level is K2. This is remembering. Sorry, understanding. Understanding. So like that. Next one is CO2, make use of production systems to real-time applications. So we may have some knowledge we will create from this one for that real-time application. That is, in artificial intelligence, you will have many type of algorithms, regression, classification, all these things are there that we have to apply for the real-time applications. That's what it went to the K3 domain level. So like that, maximum 5 or 6. And you should be very careful while you define the COs. All subject will have a common number of CO. Suppose one subject is having 5 numbers, another subject is having 6 numbers, then while you will face a huge problem while correlating the CO with the PO and final PO attainment. So it should be you should be very careful. You have to frame the COs number of COs for all subjects should be uniform. So we have decided to frame 6 COs because we have 5 units, and definitely minimum 5 should be there. And the 6th one will combine all these things together. Otherwise, we cannot conclude. With the 5 also it would be okay, but if it is 6, you can frame one more CO so that it will yield some more benefit to attain the PO. So like that, we have defined 6 COs for this artificial intelligence, and we define means correlated or given the cognitive level K level also from the Bloom's taxonomy. So someone can anyone, if you wanted to interrupt and ask some questions, definitely you are welcome, because I will keep on going like this. Whether you understood or not, that I will not come to know, because we are not seeing face to face. So please interrupt me and ask me questions. We will clarify and go. Final interactive session will not be effective. So in between, if you have any doubt, please you can ask me the question. Okay. So this way we will design our COs. Now, correlation between CO and PO or PSO. See, here we have 12 POs given by the university, and in our department we have defined 3 PSOs that will take the another path to attain our PO department vision and institution vision. So everything to be tabulated on the top. Already for each and every PO, we have set the cognitive level and affective domain as well. Already I told you only the first POs, first 5 POs were in the cognitive domain. Again, I am telling this is not in your vision, in your perspective, it may be different. This we have designed, sorry, this we have defined in from our college, and the remaining everything came under affective domain. And the PSO, we have set the knowledge level K4, K3, and K5. The left side, you put all the 6 COs and their knowledge level. Then how to relate, how to put this, whether these two are highly correlated or medium correlation or less correlation or no correlation. See here, if we have followed one logic, that is the first CO of domain level K2, whereas the first PO1 is of K3. Now fix your finger over here, it is K3, and see how many levels the first CO is down. This is K3 and this is K2. That is one level down, so that it came to 2. Otherwise, you see this one, CO2 is K3 and PO1 also K3. K3 and K3 both are same level, highly correlated. Here K3 and the CO came down by one level, K2. That's what, instead of 3 we put 2. See this one, this is K4, the PO is K4. So fix the finger over here and verify this CO. It is not K3, then this might be 2. It is K2. 2 levels came down. So 3 minus 2 minus 1, it is 1. And you may think, suppose if it is K1, what to do this one? Somebody will say this is no correlation. But of course, don't put no correlation for your COs. That is wrong. Minimum you give 1. If it is same level, you give highly correlation. If it is one level down, you give 2. For anything else, you can give 1. That's what the logic will work out. But here there is no way, we cannot correlate all these things together. So for the PSO also, here it is K4 and it is K2. We have given 2. But here one more thing, K4 and K3, we have given it is 3. But frankly speaking, it should be K2 and this should be K1. But of course, if you think that your perception is correct and it is highly correlated, you can give this. Simply we have followed a logic. It not necessarily to be, but of course, if you feel that your CO is highly related to this one, you can give 3 also. There is no common this thing. See, this I have given. The first CO is explain the fundamental concept of artificial intelligence and problem formulation. That's what the first CO, and their knowledge level was K2, and see the PO1 is K3 level. That's what this K3, K4, everything. See K3, PO2, K4, PO3, K4, something. Yeah, all these things put over here. This is one way of relating, and this will work out. That we can do. But finally, there will be a big fight in each and every college how to conclude this last line. One thing I wanted to say here very frankly, the last line will never be used in any of the calculation. This is really will not be used by any places, but of course in many of the colleges there will be a big fight how we can do this number. Some people will say we have to add all these 6 number divided by 6 will give this value. Some people will say no, 40, if more number of 2s are there, then you can put 2. Some people will say no, if it is 50%, we can put the highest high correlation, so many things. But one thing you be taken care, the last number, that is overall CO, what to say, this correlation weightage will not be used in any of the places. So simply you can ignore. This is simply a perception. Here what we have done is we have counted the number of weightage which is having the more weightage, medium or high medium correlation is more, 1 2 3 4, so that we took 2. Here there are 4 ones, that's what we took 1, something and all we have taken. So nothing to worry over here. This is frankly speaking not necessary. That we will see in the next subsequent slides and explanation. Okay, do you have any doubt? Okay. Sorry, if there is no doubt, we will go move to the next slide. See how we can attain the CO. The process is CO attainment process, there are two type of attainment. One is called direct and another is called indirect. So in the direct attainment, you will have internal assessment test as well as external assessment test. Internal assessment test in the sense theory that you will have the unit test, because we have 5 units. For each and every unit you will conduct one test. So unit test, assignment we will give for each and every each and every unit or 2 units, and you will have internal assessment test combining 2 units together. Finally you will have a model exam covering all portions. Practical, you will have continuous assessment. So in the practical, you may we will have and what to say lab track record. That is, we have on rubrics, we have framed on rubrics that we will maintain our lab. For each and every lab we will put some assessment mark. Every college is having that one. We will have model exam also. For final year, the project will be considered for internal assessment exam, internal assessment tool. And external assessment tool, nothing, it is an university examination. You will have theory, practical as well as project. So what to be taken from here, that we will discuss later. For indirect assessment, we will have course end survey. See, all these things are direct assessment, because we are directly interacting with the student. We are the boss, students are the slave. So whatever we say or whatever the mark we awarded, that the students should accept. But here it is reverse. Whatever the feedback student give, that we must accept. Indirectly they may give. So this actually okay, this one. So now you take the 40% of the direct assessment and 60% of the external assessment for the direct assessment. So you will have, out of 100, how much you will have. Take the 95% of this direct assessment and 5% of this indirect assessment. Finally you can see whether the CO attainment is attained or not. So I will repeat it once again. For the CO attainment, you will have two. One is direct attainment, another is indirect attainment. The direct attainment, always exam or test, whatever it may be. So internal test we will have and the external assessment. Internal we will have unit test, assignment, internal assessment test, model exam, and practicals also. And finally, for final year, project review also. External assessment, you will have university examinations. So indirect assessment is only one indirect assessment we have for the CO attainment, that is called course end survey. That is, once you have completed your subject before model exam or before university exam, just you get a survey from your student, that is the COs which you have framed has been reached the student or has been benefited the students. If not, then you have to change your course CO. That's what the intention, because CO can be changed at the end of the course. That's what I told in the OBE pyramid. So here this indirect feedback will give this survey, this course and survey will give some suggestion stating that whether you can attain or not. So 40% of this internal assessment of the direct assessment, direct tool, and 60% of the external assessment tool from the direct tool, that is a university examination taken. You will have 100%. Out of that, consider 90% value from this direct attainment and 5% of the university, indirect attainment, that is course and survey. You will have the CO attainment. But here in our reviewer, in our college, that the reviewer has come, he asked me one question: why you are taking 5% from the course and survey, you are taking 95% from the direct attainment? He only laughed and told me that you are the safer side, because this and all in your hand. That is internal assessment, everything is in your hand. You are taking the majority of the weightage from this one, so that you are taking only 5% to the student to judge you. So you are the safer side, he told. But that view also is correct. But course and survey, if you may give 10%, 15. Why? He asked me, why can't you give 15%? Then definitely I'm telling we cannot attain, or sometimes it may lead to some other thing. So here it is depend upon the department and the institution how to fix this percentage. It is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, whatever it may be. That is up to the institution as well as the department to decide. There is no guidelines from the NBA, of course. Now how we are getting this exam attainment value. This is what one attainment sheet, one Excel sheet we maintain. For these are the student number, register, everything. Part A question in these are all the CO1 COs. So for this CO question number 1, that is, I think this is first unit test, and I will show that sheet fully so that okay. So question 1, 2 marks for CO1. How many people have attended? If it is not attended, 0. So CO1 for this particular student, question number 1, 2, 3, everything based on the CO. This may be unit test. So he attended everything. He scored 23 marks. Like that, you have to fill all these things together. That's what it says. The CO1. How many people have attended the CO1, and how many people secured more than how much cutoff percentage of mark? This can be calculated from this Excel sheet. This Excel sheet I will show last. Just to understand, I have given this screenshot. So this sheet you have to maintain. Without maintaining this sheet, definitely you cannot calculate the CO attainment as well. See this. This 40% internal assessment has been calculated from this sheet. And here, this is a university exam. Here we fixed the value. If the student scored D grade, then we will take this maximum. Like that, we are taking this one. This is just a screenshot for this one. And this is what is a question paper, because once this, if you are giving this mark in this question with this CO, how you will come to know question 1 belongs to CO? How you will come to know question 2 belongs to CO1? Which CO is related to which question must be informed to the student. So this is a sample question, and finally we will have this page in each and every question for all department. We will define all the knowledge level here. Course outcome of this particular subject will be displayed over here, and finally the knowledge level, that is for question 1 it is in CO1, question 2 also is in CO1, question 3 in CO2. This is another subject. Don't confuse with the previous Excel sheet and this one. Simply I'm showing some what to say example. So like that, the student also must understand these questions belongs to a particular COs. Their knowledge level, everything has been given. So with the help of this sheet, the student will answer. With the help of this explanation, even the staff will what to say, staff will give the mark in the previous Excel sheet. This sheet can be filled based upon the question paper explanation given by the department. For each and every question, this is a must. Then only this will be asked by the NB also, because the CO must be explained. This is one way of telling the COs to the students. We are teaching the students, that is, we have these COs to attain their POs as well. Okay, part B question also. I think this first particular question is 11A is knowledge level K to CO1, 11B also CO1, and 14B CO4. It may be some model exam question paper. That's what it is covering, all the COs, because all 6 COs has been covered. Definitely it should be a model exam question paper. Yes, of course it is a model exam question paper. That's what it is covering, all the COs. Now the 5% of your student course N survey. This is a sample of course N survey. Here, while you frame this question, now it should not be like a course outcome. It should be a question asking to the student whether the course objective were clearly stated. There are 3-4 categories we have given. Strongly agreed means we are giving 3 points. Agreed means 2. Somewhat agree means 1, and disagree means 0. See, whether the course objectives were clearly stated, 85 out of 104 students have given strong agreed, and 13 people have agreed, and 3 people somewhat agree, 3 people disagree. So we will, it is again depend upon you. Either you may take only this strongly agreed, or you can take this agree also. But here we have taken only these 2. Strongly agreed and agree. These 2 we have considered together. Hello? these two we have taken together. That's what the total agree percentage is 94.2. And somehow you may take these three, or somehow you can take two. See the next question, whether the course description accurately reflected the data contents of the course. That's what we are giving some course description. Definitely, it is reflecting the content. Agree something and all. Finally, whether the faculty was willing to help outside of the class. That also we are asking. This is also given by the students. And finally, we will calculate this attainment level for this particular course and survey. See, this I will show separately. I show separately. If the overall percentage is greater than 90 for a particular question, then level 3. If the particular question is between 80 and 90, it is 2. If it is 50 to less than 80, it is 1. If it is less than 50, no level. It is simply the people are ignoring. So we cannot take the correlation at all. Here it is 94 percentage. So if it is 94 percentage, of course it is more than 90. The level is 3. Level 3 we can take for the CO attainment. So 5% of this will be taken. Now, the CO attainment process. This is very important. How we will attain the CO. Okay, CO attainment process. Just 2 minutes. Just I will take a drink and water. Drink. I will take some water and come.
Yep.
Sir, your voice is not audible. Please unmute your mic, sir.
Sir? We are
Okay.
unable to hear you.
Yeah. Now audible?
Yes, sir. You can proceed.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. See, now the CO attainment process. Now what you do is, for a particular artificial intelligence subject, 1 minute.
Sir, PPT.
Okay. So see here, for all the 6 CO, please put it on the top. Then here, what are all the assessment tools you have, that you put it on the left side. That is unit test 1, assignment 1, assessment test 1, unit test 2, assignment 2. All these things you put it over here. So for the first CO1, 20% of the marks weightage we have given to the unit test 1, and for assignment we have 10 marks, and assessment test 1 50 marks, and 20 marks we have asked in model exam, totally 100 marks. Like that for CO2, because CO2 will cover mostly from second and third unit, mostly second unit. So the test 1 will cover first unit, so it will not come here. So assignment, next assignment we are giving this 30 marks, and assessment test 1 50 marks weightage, and 20 marks for model exam this way. See, for all the COs here, this column wise it should be filled. Row wise sometimes it may miss, because you may not be able to ask some assignment questions here. It may be correct, but column wise at least one column should be filled, because at least any one of the assessment tool should definitely use these COs. Then only we can make our attainment. So see, this is what the distribution we have given. and we have to set our rubrics. This is based on the NBA. That is, the meaning of this is, first you consider this right side portion alone. That says this 50% of the students attained more than 50% of the target level, then the level is 1. And this you take 60% of the students secured more than 50% of the target mark, then it is level 2. Like that, I will show the this thing. This is what the mark distribution in unit test 1. Here it is wrong, actually it should be 20, but of course they have given 30. Just listen how this is correlated. This is what the maximum mark, and assessment 1, the 50 is the maximum mark, and model exam, the 20 is the maximum mark. Now 50%, more than 50% students attained more than 15 marks, in the sense more than 50% of the marks. See, for example, you consider this one, there are 70 students out of 119 have secured more than 50% of the marks. That how we can calculate. Okay, the assessment how we have to calculate is the unit test 1 percentage, that is 20% into the attainment level. Attainment level maybe it may be 1, 2, 3 plus assignment 1 percentage of assignment 1, that is 10% into assignment attainment, it may be 1, 2, 3 something like that. For all these things, assessment test 1% into attainment level, model exam percentage into model. So definitely some value will come like this. That how we are doing this one. Just take care, this portion I am showing. There are 58% students, that is more than 70 students out of 119 secured this. This is what, this is for unit test 1. We are mapping with the rubrics. 50% of the students, that is 58% totally, because if it is 58 means it is coming below 60, that's what it will come to this lot. So 58% of the students secured more than 50% mark. So it is 20% into the level is 1, attainment level 1. Now take the next one. This one I am going to say this is 71% students secured. So definitely this is for assessment test 1. So it should be coming like this. There are more than 71%. So it should come here. See, there are 71% of the students secured more than 50%. That's what is going to level 3. So the calculation is 50% of this assessment test 1 into 3, the weightage 3. And you see final last one, there are 52% of the students in the model exam, that is 52 in the sense it is coming below 60, that's what we are taking this lot. 50% of the students, 52% of the students secured more than 50% in the model exam. That's what your value is 20%. That is model exam percentage is 20 into level 1. So we are getting 2.2. I think all of you have come confused. So I will say once again, for each and every CO, for each and every assessment, how much marks you have asked, that you have to display over here. So for unit test 1, there are 20%, that is 20 marks we have asked. Assignment 10 marks we have awarded for the CO1. Assessment test 1 50% marks, because assessment test mostly we will cover unit 1 and 2. That's what, see, unit 150, sorry, as a CO1 50, CO2 50. That's what it came like this. And model exam we have given 20%, because there are 5 units are there. So definitely 20% only it will contribute. There are 6 COs are there. So this is what. This way you tabulate all the contribution towards the CO for each and every assessment tools. Then set the rubrics to map this one. So here this right side you have to take care first. That is level 1, level 2, level 3. This level is fixed by you only, you and your HOD. That's all, no one else. Because here also they have the NBA team asked the question, why you are fixing the 50% mark? 50% in the sense just to pass. Is it okay for you people? That's what he was asking, because the intake percentage was more. Then why you are fixing only 50% marks? you have to fix something and all. Some suggestion has been given. Anyhow, try to understand this one. I'm telling you, the level one, you have to read like this: 50% of students secured more than 50% of the target level, then it is level one. 70% of the students secured more than 50% of the target level. Target level in the sense 50% of this is assessment one. Assessment one is 50% mark. 50% of 50 is 25. If more than 50% of the students scored more than 25 marks, then you will go to level one. If 70% of the students secured more than 50% of this mark, that is 25, there are 70% students secured more than 25 marks in the assessment one, then you can take level 3. This way you have to map this one. So for calculation, this is what the mark distribution. Maximum mark target, it should be 20 here, of course. And see here, maximum mark for this assessment test is 5, and maximum mark for this model exam is 2, and maximum mark for the university examination grade is D, we fixed. That's all. Now you see this one, there are 58% people secured more than 50% of this target level. That is this one. 50% of the people secured more than 50%. So the unit test one contributed 20%. That is 20% into attainment level one. And this one, there are 71% of the students secured more than assessment one. What is the value? 50. 50 in the sense more than 25 mark. So maximum mark is 50. So 50% of 50 is 25. So 71% of the students secured more than 25 marks in the assessment test one. That's what it goes to level 3, and we have to take a contribution 50% into level 3. And here you see there are 52% of the students in the model exam secured more than 50 mark, that is 10 mark. 50% mark in the sense 10 mark. That's what it is level 1. So 20% contribution of the model examination into 1. So multiply and add, it will give 2.2 as this one. So this is what the contribution of CO1 alone. Like that, you have to calculate for CO2, CO3, CO4, CO5, and CO6. So finally, you will get the range like this. See, for CO1, the attainment level is 1. Level is 1. See, that is this one. See here, 1. And assessment 1, the highest level was 3. Okay. So, and assessment 2, it is 3. Like that, you have to fix all all the attainment level you have achieved from this rubric. And finally, you will get attainment through internal assessment. That is, this is what the internal assessment tool. See how we will calculate this one. This is what the internal attainment through internal assessment exam for all the COs. This portion shows only the CO1. Like that, you have to calculate for all the COs. See how we have calculate the attainment now. And one more thing I wanted to say, here in our college, more than 75% of the students secured D grade. That's what the attainment level is 3. So that's what this 3. Okay, don't confuse. These are all internal assessment, and this is an external assessment through university examination. Internal assessment we have calculated using our own tools like assessment 1, assignment 1, in the unit test 1, model exam. This is an external assessment tool, university. More than 75% of the students secured D grade. That's what we put 3 commonly. Now, how to calculate we have to take 40% of the internal assessment, 60% of the university examination. That is, for I'm showing only for the CO1, that is 2.2 into 40% plus the external assessment 3 into 60%, 2.68. This is 2.68. Like that, you have to calculate all the attainment for the remaining COs as well. See, 2.2 into 40%, 3 into 60% gives 2.68. This is what the attainment of one CO, only one CO, CO1. Okay. Now, how we can final attainment calculation we can do? So now you should think about, we have calculated only the direct attainment. Now you have to go for the indirect attainment. That is, see, this is what the direct attainment we have calculated using the previous screen, and indirect attainment, that is finally you will get the total attainment like this by using this formula. That is 95% of the internal direct attainment and 5% of the quotient survey will give this value, that is 2.60. So finally, that is how we will map this with the PO. 2.60 is the internal attainment into 2 is giving 5.16. That is this value, the weightage we have given in the CO-PO mapping on the previous screen was 2. So total attainment into 2 gives 5.19. This you take CO5, 2.90 is the CO attainment, and 2 is the PSO which have been mapped over here. See, here also you should understand the final row we haven't taken. Final row I have given 2, 1 something else. See, if the number of 2s are more, then we will take 2. Nowhere it will come. So nothing to worry. Simply you have to fill something over there. There is no justification for that. See how this has been calculated. 2 it is giving, that is 2.90 is the CO attainment multiplied by medium correlation gives 5.80. So for all POs we will calculate how we are getting this final CO attainment. This CO attainment has been calculated. This one 2.60, this one 2.60, 4.51 plus 2.75, 4.6 is 2.90 plus 2.67 divided by 8, the total numbers. That's all. Here actually the only the number to be total numbers to be calculated. The last row usually we will put the weightage, average weightage. That is not correct. Nowhere we will use this one, but simply for the fulfillment of that particular table, we have to give one weightage over there, but nowhere we will use that weightage. So now the final attainment is 2.51. That means the CO attainment is 2.51. We haven't mapped CO with the PO. Just we have calculated the CO for a particular POs. That's all. Now moving to the next level, PO attainment process. We are going for the PO attainment. How we are going to, we have to calculate the PO attainment. This process is like this. PO attainment in the sense, first you set the target level. We have to set the target level. Try to set the minimum level. For that you don't go below 2.5 or below 2. They will criticize because that would be too low, because all courses will be, all POs will be attained using that CO. So while you set the attainment target, definitely you should be very careful. See, here also you will have direct attainment and indirect attainment. The direct attainment, what we will do is calculation of direct POs attainment that we have seen in the previous mapping. Indirect attainment, we will take student exit survey, alumni survey, employer survey. These are the 3 surveys that is beyond our scope. The student will give any type of output. So it's our duty to convince our student using our COs, our courses, our whatever the tools what we have. Student exit survey in the sense, once they leave the college after final year 8th sem, we used to collect the student exit survey. Alumni survey, each and every year we used to conduct a 2 alumni meeting in our college. We will collect that alumni survey from the student, and yearly once we will collect the employer, because we have a regular employer in our college, that people also will give the survey. All these 3 survey we will use for the indirect assessment, and the direct assessment what we have calculated the previous attainment CO. Now we have to take 80% of the direct attainment and 20% of the indirect attainment. This value is given in the NBA document. This we cannot change. They have given very clearly 80% of the direct attainment and 20% of the indirect attainment to be taken. So final PO attainment will be calculated. See, here we are using the same attainment for PO and PSO. These are the value we have calculated using the previous screens. Okay. So direct attainment 2.13, 2.17 for all the PO as well as the PSOs, 3 PSOs. And indirect attainment, we have taken alumni survey, student exit survey. In this particular year, we haven't collected the employer survey. so that we have collected the alumni survey. Alumni survey also again, I will show a sample survey this thing so that you will come to know. So add these two and take the average of these two, 2.24, and finally total attainment will be calculated. That is 80% of the direct attainment plus 20% of the indirect attainment. That is, you consider 80% of this and 20% of this average will give a final attainment of 2.15, 2. For all the POs, you will have this attainment level. So see here, we have fixed the level 2.25 in our department. In our college itself, other departments might have fixed some other level, but we have fixed 2.25. At last, there are 3 POs that could not attain the level. It was come down. Okay, it came down a little bit. Remaining all the 9 POs and 3 PSOs have attained fully. If it come down, then it is your duty to justify why you cannot attain these 3 POs, where we went wrong. That's what the analysis you have to do, because it may be the problem with the setting of CO. It may be the problem with the content delivery, because if you deliver a content, sometimes the students may not be able to understand that content. By that time, they may not be able to answer that question. Ultimately, your CO attainment would have come down. So many reasons are there. This analysis is very important. You have to say why this problem have happened. So this analysis is very important. So either once the next year, definitely this should be attained. So here see, in our previous this thing, and this is 2.5. What I say is, this is 16, 17 and 17, 18. The 16, 17, here there are two. Don't confuse with the previous, this one with this one. These two are two different. Sorry, two different. But here what I try to explain to you is how we will attain the POs in the next year. See here, these 3 and plus these 2, 5 POs, in fact, in the year of 2016-17 could not attain the level of 2.25. So we have identified some problem. This is very brief. Actually, there are huge process to identify the problem and what are all the action taken towards the attainment of this thing. After this action taken, we could attain PO6 and PO7 in the next year, but still PO1, 2, 3 are in problem. So this you have to make again you have to take the action taken. Once if you attain all the POs, then it is your duty to increase this level into the next level. So gradually improve. If it is 2.25, you could attain, means don't go to 2.50 immediately. You make it, it is 2.3 next time, and you go for 2.35 next time. Slowly you move. If you all of a sudden, if you go to a highest jump, you will be in a trouble in one situation. This is what the things you have to do. Okay, so this is what the PO attainment. Now I will take some time to ask some questions, then I will go to the next very brief this thing once again. So I will come to I'm visible now.
Yes, sir.
Screen also is visible. Huh?
Yes, sir. Screen also visible.
Yes, sir.
Visible. I have to stop that one. Huh? I have to stop. I have to close that, because previously we used to use Zoom. Now we are always using. Okay. Anyhow, at least you can see me, means okay. Can you, if you have any doubt, just ask to me. Then another session I will go.
Participants, you may raise your questions.
Oh,
Active participants will be awarded with a certificate at the end of the FDP.
Okay. If there is no question, I will resume the screen share now. And it is now I will show some of the tools we are using to assess our students, direct and indirect attainment tools. Okay. See, this is what the question. Some model exam question for graph theory. We have framed the question. At the end of this question, this is what I have shown in the screen. You should show. The screen is visible now.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir. You can proceed.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. So this is what the knowledge level, and this is the course outcome. There are 6 course outcome, and this is what the knowledge level and the question number. First question is related to CO 1, and question number 13A is related to CO3. Something and all we have to tell. Based on this, the student will answer all the questions. Some people may answer 15A and they will not answer 15B. Some people will answer 15A1 and they will not answer 15A2. So how we have to do this one? This is what the Excel sheet what we provide to all staff. Here you have to set the value rubric. Okay, test 1, what is the target level? If you feel that assessment test 1, at least 50% of the at least 50% mark if they attain, you will give this level. So this may be 60, 70. The target is fixed by the individual staff. So mostly because if you are fixing in the border, the reviewer may criticize. So better you can improve. But next time we are going to improve this one. So first time we have put like this also. So this is what the target level you have to fix. Then the attainment level percentage also, that is 50% of the student that rubrics also you have to give. This is what I have shown already. Now for the unit test 1, see this is what the this thing data filled by each and every staff for each and every exam. This is for unit test 1 for each and every student. Question 1, if they answered, you put 2 marks question, everything have answered. But here question 12 and 14 and 15 he did not answer. The total marks we have calculated and put over here. And this and all the students, sometimes they may be absent. Yes, they are absent. See, they are absent. So, and internal assessment 1 also the same way you have to give. But here you can see it is not CO1 always. It is CO1, CO2, CO1, CO2, 2, 2, 1, something and all. Because the assessment exam covers first 2 units. So we will we will cover the course outcome 1 and 2 in this, and unit test 2. Here you see it is CO3, and internal assessment 2. Mostly it is CO3 and CO2. Yes, 3 and 2. You put the mark, and model exam and university exam. See the grade we will put over here and count number of D. How many number of Ds has come? That will come under the end. So 95% of 95 students. That is more than 80% people. So the attainment level is 3. This sheet plays a major role. It's a duty of each and every staff to maintain this. In our college, in our department, all staffs are maintaining this sheet very well. That's why we could do this internal CO attainment calculation. And question survey. Yeah, 1 minute. This is what the question survey. See, I have shown there. They are asking whether the course objectives were clearly stated. Strongly agreed. 85%, 85 students. That is 81.7% of the students agreed. We are taking these 2 together. We are considering only these 2. We are not considering these 2. Somewhat agree and disagree is not considered. This is what. Will you be able to outline the applications of geographical information system? Everything you have to ask like a question. Don't give like a statement. It should be like a question. We are asking the student to get the feedback from them. Okay. And the exit survey is this one. See, some generic details we will information we will collect from the students. And part 2, relation with the department and the program. we give 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is 5 strongly agreed, 4 agree, 3 neutral, 2 disagree, and 1 strongly agreed. The question is something like, I will zoom a little bit so that the first is academic counseling system. We have an effective counseling system in our college. We will use that counseling system and asking the student. The academic counseling system for students was clearly explained to me. We are he is whether he may be agreed, strongly agreed, lightly agreed, something like he will take any one of these. About the faculty, we will ask some question. About the program, we will ask some question, because student exit survey is very important. It should cover everything. Services provided by the department, services provided by the college. See, ultimately, we should reach the vision of the college. That's what till this we have to cover all the portion in the student exit survey. That we will have an automated system. We will calculate how much percentage student have given. Yeah, in our college, definitely, I'm telling the exit survey is somehow better. We are getting more than 2.5 out of 5. It is better ranking only. These are some of the indirect assessment tools what we have in our college to calculate all these things. Okay, question survey, question everything I have shown. Now, see how the NBA grading is, how they will award the mark. Accredited program for 5 years in the sense, a minimum of 750 points in aggregate with a minimum score of 60% in mandatory. See, criteria 1 and criteria 4 to 8 is a mandatory criteria. Criteria 1 is department, sorry, vision, mission of the department. 4 is your student performance, 5 staff, 6 infrastructure, 7 continuous improvement, and 8 budget everything. So 1 to 8, 4 to 8 and criteria 1. And if you score minimum 60, overall 75, then your college will be awarded 5 years of accreditation. If your cumulative score is between 650 to 749, then you will get 3 years of accreditation. And if it is below 650, there is no accreditation. So I have covered most of the portions. I think now it is the time for the question. You may ask some questions. Oh. One minute, I will just show my contact details. See, suppose anyone wanted to ask some contact me for any help, you can contact